Say it slow right now until the truth comes out. I gave you everything, and I gave you everything. Say it slow right now, left alone, cried out. I gave you everything, and I gave you everything. I don't understand what they want from me. They take my hands, washing them in dirty water. Try to find what's right in a distant place, so far away. The silence fills my heart with empty space. But now I'm sure of where I'll go from here. And tensions rise, they push me to divert my vision. But I will break the ceiling and the walls that kept me in for all this time, and all the reasons that I cannot find. They'll break for me and fall under that pressure. They'll break for me to give it up. Well, I will not work against the forces. I try to stay above the rushing water. I will do my best to keep myself composed. It takes
they haven't set up the positions well, allowing cats. Oh my god! Good evening, everyone on the NA server. We are following PRAMO tonight, and it's going to be a lot of exciting matches, and I think the top 8 for the NA server is going to be heated up, and we are going to approach the Mojave Desert there. So yes, it's really exciting to follow the top 8 of NA server. It has been a wonderful journey, and I enjoy every single minute of that. This is the GOAT Series tournament format. The first day will be a 40 double elimination, and the grand finalists, also known as the top 2 of each group, will advance to the second day, where the second day, once again, it will be a 4-team double elimination. Each group can have as many as 4 teams, and games are spread across 2 days. Here are the number of cups they can earn. And then this is the timeline. We are approaching the end of the qualifying tournaments, and tomorrow will be the last day of qualifiers, and then next week we will begin with the championship and challenges. This is PRAMO's team. We know we have Even Steven as the captain of the team. We also have Rex, Cora, Tommy, Tanner, Sierra, Chipotle, DJ, Maple, and also Tommy. And someone told me to do a shout out to Tommy. I think he is also streaming tonight. I think you will be able to hear the voice chat of PRAMO, so you might learn a thing or two in PRAMO's calling. And here is my new topic. Guess I am pretty sure this is going. I'm pretty confident this will be the final top 8 we'll be seeing. PRAMO, GG Jokers, Apex, MJ Resistance, Arkham, and SLJ. I think there's a good chance this will happen. We will see if it's going to be the case. And let's look at the grouping tonight. Alright, here we go. Group 4, we have Hated, PT, United, and Jokers. Pretty sure that Hated and Jokers will be advancing to tomorrow's games. It's not a group that is kind of, you know, the most exciting, because Hated pretty much not going to be in the top 8. They are down by more than 10,000 cups. Don't think they will overtake anyone and above them in the top 8. And we are seeing Group 5, Apex versus PRAMO, and also Junior Zero. All of these 4 clans, maybe not too much with Zero, will be looking to finish the top 8, especially Juno. If they cannot qualify tomorrow, they are out. Group 1, we have Nox, Elif, and R, and that should pretty much give a free pass to R to finish in the top 8, maybe even in the top 4, depending on MJ and SLG, because Group 2 we have Arkham, Purple, MJ, and G. Arkham and MJ are currently on a good form, so pretty sure they will be making use of that good form to qualify into the grand final. Meanwhile, Purple would be in some sort of trouble, and they could only get back to top 8. They could qualify for tomorrow. Group 2 is going to be under a lot of attention. Group 3 have Straight, SLG, Metro, and GG. Same for Straight. They are in some sort of trouble in getting top 8 as well. Currently in top 8, but they are under a tough group with SLG and GG in the same group. Can Straight beat one of them? That could be big. If they could qualify to tomorrow, this is all what they need to do. We're back to Group 4, and I think the room should be up soon. So let's actually get into that. So the room should be up. Here we go. Okay, let's go in. We are seeing Apex versus PRAMO. I have to check if I'm using medium tank. There we go. PRAMO, we're seeing Even Steven in the back chat alongside no one. We're on Camp Steer, so I'm not sure if the match is going to get a bit dull. You never know, because this is probably the only map alongside maybe Yamato Harbor that you could reset, or you can get into positions to reset all the caps and not allow the other team to get 1 cap. You can do that on Yamato Harbor as well, but the problem is you will spread your team a little bit too much and you might be in trouble too. So we haven't seen any team doing that exact move, whereby they are in positions to reset A, B, and C. Cab steer is better in this one because you have some obstacles, and you don't have a lot of space to roam around. There is a lot of terrain too to that. So that means pretty much you can get rush on one side and don't have to worry too much. At the same time, we also know Himmelsolf is back, but it's a B and C or even D will be obtained very early in the game. So I don't think Himmelsolf will be also the map that all 4 caps get resets. At least I think B and C is hard to defend from the further side. So it seems that teams are taking very weird tanks. They still have 3 minutes left to go. PRAMO blue team on the south spawn, Apex red team on the north spawn. Okay. So if you haven't voted already, do vote now. The voting will close very quickly. So if you haven't done so, then do it now. Two minutes left to go. Apex versus PRAMO. We are on Cab steer. I'm excited about tonight. I think the top 8 for any server is going to be actually reasonable. Let's see if it's going to be the case. Alright. Only 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. Seems both teams are now ready. Even Steve in the back chat. Rax and also Tana double TVP. Triple crown by Komi, DJ and Mako, Tommy in the M60. So it's a really weak setup in terms of armor. Not in terms of armor only. Not kind of the overall. Because the thing is, Batchat, TVP are clipper tanks, so they have a lot of burst damage. So if you are caught in the way of these tanks, you might get taken out very quickly. At the same time, they are also very mobile, so they can run around, and take out tanks very quickly, and they be able to run away before the other team is able to respawn. And hello Dunk, thank you for that. Apex with blue in the IS4. You remind me of Kevin or Ray Blue from Turks, but Ariel, Fade, Eddie, and G. Yeah, this is unpronounceable nickname in the quadruple crown bargain. Pupusa Man or PP Man in Vickers Line and SPNJ in the T125. Let's get it onto Cab steer. Thank you, Dunk. And we're in. It has taken some time to load. Make sure to sub to me on YouTube. Thank you very much for PRAMO saying that on stream. If you haven't done that, please do so, otherwise PRAMO is going to punish you hard, and not even Rain would empathize you if you don't sub to me, so please do if you haven't already. Aerial Beast Sniper in the northeastern corner may be looking to get some spots. It seems PRAMO is going to get B with even Steven in the back chat. It's kind of really pretty old school style, old school method of getting B, and it's captured already now. And you're seeing Apex putting no tanks to try and reset B. Usually there's like a T22 there to reset you, but Apex doesn't have a T22, so they can't do that. Rex has already taken a hit, actually a lot of hits. They have to be really careful though, so now because Apex are leading by more than 2,000 hit points, this can be humongous. And you see now Mako going aggressive in this area, maybe looking to get shots, spots onto Ariel and maybe PP Man, and PP Man's now getting spotted, and I think he's going to run away because I don't think he wants to be PP'd, and that actually makes sense because PP means pianissimo. You don't want to get shut off or shut down or shut up. You want to run away, and now PRAMO is going full on Forte. Oh my lord, what is DJ doing here? Was that an ammo rack? Was it? I don't know. That tank was taken out really quickly, but PRAMO is now chasing onto Area Beast Sniper, and Pusa Man is far behind there, trying to farm some damage, but Ariel is going to be hopeless in this one. Nothing much you can do in this situation but to hope that your teammate's going to do something else on the other side, and they are trying to do so. Mako is in some sort of trouble, and hit points are still with Apex, but in terms of guns, it's back. It's actually equal. Oh, but Blue has taken a big damage from the crossfire, and it seems Apex is now driving into the crossfire of PRAMO. This might not look good for Apex at the moment, and in terms of hit points, it's now actually quite close. So you can't say that PRAMO is out of this yet. They have fought that hard, and they have reduced the hit point deficit really well. Blue is now dead. That makes it now 5 versus 6. And the TVPs, we can take a look at those TVPs coming from behind. Split up Pusaman. Maybe they're looking for Pusaman, but Maker's now killed, so it's now 5 versus 5. But Rack's going to put a great shot into Pusaman, great track shot as well. Another shot into Pusaman, another shot it is, and it's going to be pretty much more than 1,000 damage done onto Pusaman, and it's finished off by Tanner, and the only light tank of Apex is now killed, and suddenly we're seeing a 4 versus 5 situation whereby Apex is now under more than 1,000 hit point disadvantage. SPNJ is now killed. Apex, I think, got trapped in this area, in this aisle here, where they got farmed and crossfired by PRAMO, and you have to say PRAMO did really well in the positioning here, and G-Tick is now killed. And the TVPs are actually coordinated with one another pretty well here. Faith is not going to kill Rax. It's going to be Eddie, but Eddie Gabriel. But PRAMO is now going in and try to shut tanks down with Fade. Almost dead. Tanner just need a few more seconds to reload his full clip, and we're putting a lot of good shells into Fade. But Eddie Gabriel is now killed by those Crown Wagons, and Tanner is going to be killed by Fade. And I don't think PRAMO loves Alan Walker's song, and Fade is now killed. Maybe maybe there will be a spectrum of tanks in the next one for Apex. But will PRAMO be able to continue with the setup and do what they're good at? TVPs did really well. Together they did more than 5,000 damage. Even Steven also did well in the back chat. So they, on paper, they didn't seem to do so a lot of damage. I mean, that's just, that's kind of like visually not perceptive or not visually attractive. But if you count the total damage they've put out in total around 8,000 damage. So that's almost a half of the total damage here. So these clipper tags are really crucial despite giving PRAMO an initial hit point disadvantage at the start. Apex didn't really capitalize on the hit point pool advantage they possess with the lineup they took, and they are going back to quadruple crown Vargas by Area, SPNJ Fade, and Eddie Gabriel. G-Take in the T125, Gooseman Vickers led Blue, IS4. PRAMO, we are seeing double TVP by Rex and Tanner, Mako T125, double IS4 by Even Steven and Tommy, Call Me DJ, double crown. Hello Venality. Yao and Zhao is Apex PRAMO 2.0. Nope, Apex is this Apex is not the same Apex you saw back in the spring or winter season. This Apex is a combination of rifle and the old Apex, I believe. I don't think I remember anyone here that was in Apex, although I could recall someone that was in PPS or PPSUC. And now we're seeing PRAMO leading 1-0 in Group 5. So we're back. Cab Steer. Thank you, Dunk. Like this video, or Dunk will bite you, and you know the goose game. Goose can be really deadly creatures, so don't underestimate geese. You know your consequences if you don't like the stream. Yeah. So Apex this time, red team on the south spawn, PRAMO blue team on the north spawn. Enrique is smiling devilishly. Don't know what happened there, but to the PRAMO team is going to drop that bad chat, going with double eyes for double crown, but still with the TVP. So that's actually follow Rex for a moment here. Spotted up blue. Not sure if he's going to put shots into blue. He doesn't want to, risk too much. But oh, here we go. 10 is spawning up tanks going into A. So I think action will be happening around the A area. Tommy's going to capture on the right side of this circle, and I don't think Apex is able to reset Tommy now. I think Tommy's going to get A, and he will be really excited about this. And I think you can hear how excited PRAMO they are in the chat. Go follow Tommy's stream if you haven't already to figure out how excited they are to get A. I assume they are very excited about this because they will have the cap lead. They don't have the hit point pool lead though. Oh, Tommy! What are you doing? Oh dear, you're so aggressive. Don't know what happened there. Oh well, Tommy. That was uncalled for. Already killed. That is giving Apex more than 2,000 hit points of advantage at one point. But PRAMO simply just pushed on, and Q's G-Take is now the story focus for PRAMO. He's going to go down really quickly. Call me kills of G-Take, and you're now seeing PRAMO. They're trying their best to chip away hit points of Apex, but I think that mistake by Tommy, I can say it's a mistake there, because by no means he should just go straight in there without any information at all. But Apex is trying to seal the deal. They're looking to push. But it's kind of a half-hearted push. You can call it as hustling at this point. DJ the Cuba is going to get shot by Blue potentially once again, but DJ has lots of shells in this clip. Oh, but it's going to be killed by Blue though, and it's now going to be 6 versus 5. Hit point still with Apex, but Pipusimens sniping from behind. But it's going to be a problem here because PRAMO is basically not having a numerical disadvantage here, and that can be big. But they also have double TVPs being really low. Fade is actually getting killed by the double TVPs. Great job right here, and with SPNJ dead, Eddie Gabriel is circling around, looking to kill Kami, but 10 in that TVP, the double TVPs, despite being one-shots, are able to kill like 2 tanks, and that can be very important. And suddenly the hit points are now back neck and neck. Apex at one point leading around 2,000 hit points, now is not even having a lead. So this is a turnaround by PRAMO, especially at TVP is doing an amazing job. And I think that risk taken by Pipusaman didn't pay off, sniping so far at the back, but allowed PRAMO to focus down tanks a bit more easily. And as you can see, that point, on paper it was a numerical disadvantage for PRAMO, but on this side near A, the numbers are even. So Pipusaman still full health, looking for both Rex and Mako, but Mako, I think Pipusaman's going to put a good shell onto the backside of Mako, but I'm not sure why he didn't go for Mako, but for Rex instead, which is a much more difficult target to go for. I mean, Mako is pretty much like a one-shot using HE, so that could be a bad call by Apex. Pipusaman is actually taking a load of damage for nothing, really. The trade here is actually not good for Apex at all. And Eddie Gabriel is unable to get A, so I think Pipusaman is looking to go for Even Steven instead. I think with enough mobility, Pipusaman also Eddie Gabriel is able to finish up Even Steven quickly. But Mako is going to put a shell into Eddie Gabriel, and Eddie Gabriel is going to put a good shell into Even Steven. Even Steven with Devil, with the Devil amount of damage, and now dead. And I think he will be, you know, sliding the pole down to meet would I be censored for saying Satan? But hopefully, A's now getting captured by Apex now, so it's now actually really close to call Apex. Despite the initial setback, they are back with the hit points. All PRAMO needs to do is to stay alive. But great shot by Pipusaman to Mako. Pipusaman dropped the adrenaline. He cannot afford to bounce the next one, and he kills off Mako. And that leaves now Rex the Kuma, the last person standing. PRAMO with more than 700 cap points. Only 1 minute to go though. And with enough mobility of TVP, I can say PRAMO, if they're not unlucky, they should be able to get this. 1 minute left to go. Can Apex overtake PRAMO in caps before the timer runs out? Oh dear, this is going to be tense. Rex the Kuma is now spotted. B is captured. And Rex, I think that was a panic shell here, but Eddie Gabriel is going to speed his way towards Rex. Only 35 seconds to go. This is going to be sudden death. We are playing Griffball in Halo, but where is Sierra 117? I want him to play Griffball with me on one day, but look at this. Pipusaman looking for Rex. This is still really close. 20 seconds left to go, and that killer punch would condemn PRAMO for another match, and it's now going to be 1-1. This is really exciting to watch. Apex, oh my lord, Pipusaman doing more than 4,000 damage. That risk, I would not have taken that. I would not have gone there to kind of snipe from there, because that means that you're on a numerical disadvantage on the other side. Usually that translates to a loss. But for some reason, PRAMO, Tommy did a critical mistake at the start, and PRAMO followed through really nicely, made it really close in the end. But I think if Tommy hadn't made that move right here, I'm not sure he had some pain issues there, PRAMO would not have made it that close. I would say it could have been a totally different battle we were seeing. What's the worst comp map at tier 10? I would say Midover. It's a bit too predictable for me. Although I hate Camstia, comp-wise, comp teams actually don't hate it at all. It's actually a pretty interesting map, and it's the only map where it's asymmetrical, but there is no particular spawn that is like, you know, highly advantageous. So I would actually say middle because it's too predictable and you just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Not a lot of different strategies we are seeing, and it's and sometimes it can be dull too. So we're now going into Canyon. A lot of clans say that Canyon would become a very dull map, but so far we haven't seen that. They have been really exciting to watch. Now we're going to be seeing Apex versus PRAMO going back to double TVPs and a Vic and a bad chat, which is going to put PRAMO under a huge hit point disadvantage, and Apex doing the same thing, quadruple crown, an IS4 and double T135. That is going to give Apex a lot of hit points, but I like PRAMO's setup here because they are taking medium tanks and light tanks. Apex taking none, so I think PRAMO is going to win because PRAMO, they are not going to be taking 7 heavy, so I would give my blessings to PRAMO, or maybe that is a jinx in disguise. Apex red team south spawn with PRAMO blue team north spawn. PRAMO will be going for a C. Chipotle seeing his teammates are getting nuked. I blame Tommy for that call. I think Tommy is calling, isn't it? So Tommy made a terrible call. You heard a sound of a tank blowing up, but it's actually just a oil tanker blowing up. And we all love explosions, right? We all love some Michael Bay action films, action scenes. But we're seeing Andy Gabriel now getting shot here, and it's going to pull back, but it's taking a lot of damage. So that means PRAMO have done really well in chipping away the hit points of Apex, and not just Eddie Gabriel. Actually, we saw ARWV sniper taking a lot of hit points too. PRAMO, they have captured C, they have the cap lead. All they need to do is defend. But could that be a curse in the end? Because they can't really defend with 3 mediums or light, so they must do something. They probably want to rotate and take isolated tanks of Apex out. Apex might know that PRAMO can't really defend, so either they just line up a really good push to outsmart PRAMO, or maybe they just defend and just wait for PRAMO to push instead of themselves. Because sometimes, if you're patient enough, you're able to, wait for the other team to make a horrendous mistake. But I think Tommy this time is not going to do something as crazy as last game. And I don't think he will suddenly just peek out, go up, and then suddenly just go back down. But it's Tommy, we don't know. We would never know if he will ever do that. Let's hope it's not going to be the case, but I have my doubts that he would do that, going up on top and going back down and get shots from Apex. He's really giving me some signs of worry here, because he's kind of teasing me to go over the rails, but I don't think anyone would do that because that would be a little bit too illogical. And it seems both teams are just holding. It's holding is abandoned. It's holding. It's going to be really dull. The cap was going to increase by only 5 points per second, but well, Komi not sure about this move here. Giving away hit points kind of for free, but we're seeing PRAMO, the mediums or lights, are trying to push onto SBNJ and Eddie. They have to be decisive here. If they don't, they might get shut down relatively easily because they have to go out in the open. But it seems they have found another target instead with ARWV and Fade. They're struggling to hold on. The hit points are still neck and neck, but Apex has a slight lead. Komi very low actually, trying to push shots into SVNJ. It's still 737. PRAMO still the hit point pool lead, but even Steven took a big hit, and you're seeing now Crown Markers running away from the onslaught of the Clipper tanks. So Fade is now killed. We are now seeing also even Steven still reloading, but Eddie Gabriel is going to be under a lot of trouble by those medium tanks and lights, and I knew you were in trouble, Eddie Gabriel. But anyway, we would be seeing Eddie Gabriel is going to be killed very quickly, and it seems Apex is falling apart. PRAMO looks really solid at the moment. Eddie Gabriel is now killed. We also seeing SPNG also killed, and PRAMO with those 2 kills, they will get all the will get the caps, and Apex is unable to kill off the one-shots. You're seeing Kami and Tommy one-shot. DJ was killed too late. It was after 1000 cap points, so Apex focus fire was a little bit slack in this one, but PRAMO absolutely double TVPs and bad chats made sure the Crown Bargains are not going to be dominant on the east side. So there we go, great job to PRAMO. That's now going to be 2-1. Let's look at the results of other matches now. Okay. Nox. They will be playing R next. R1 against Ella. 2-0. Next we have Group 2. We will be seeing Arkham losing to Purple. This is not good. They lost to Purple 0-2. And MJ won against G. This is the big result for MJ, 2-0 there. And they're facing Purple next. If they could win against Purple, Purple will need to face Arkham once again, and this can be big. This can be very important. And now, Group 3 Straight versus GG. So Straight won against SLG 2-0. That's an upset for me in my opinion. And Metro lost to GG 0-2. No surprises there. And next we have Group 4 with Hated versus PT. It's going to be Hated 2-0 against PT and Jokers. 2-0 against United, so no surprises there. Finally we have Group 5. Apex lost to PRAMO 1-2 with 0 winning Juno 2-1. That's an important result for 0 and Juno are on the lifeline here. If they lost to Apex, they're out of top 8. So Group 5 is actually really heated at the moment. The next client we're facing will be 0, and who knows what will happen next. And it's going to be very important. The upper bracket final. So the qualifier is going to advance to tomorrow's games, and there are lots of top 8 potentials there. So they would really want to play really well in here. And I don't think there will be. I don't think. I don't think room for mistakes will be allowed. So it's going to be exceptionally tight. And we are all here for a tight grand finale, isn't it? So we'll wait until the room is up while I'm going to have a little bit of break. Oh, I didn't realize Chipotle stopped playing tonight. Okay, I think room should be up in around a minute or two, so we'll be back there. Alright, I think the room should be up soon now, in any minute or so. 0 against PRAMO now. There we go. We're on my ruins. Ooh, I see. You're in your cabin, so yeah, I understand you might not have the best connection. So it doesn't really matter at this point because PRAMO are safely through to the next to the Summer Season Championship, and they have lots of rating points to spare as well. So, and I think PRAMO will be huge favorites to win this season. But are we in for an upset? Not sure. I'm really not sure. We are in for an upset. PRAMO always for the win. I don't think there is a team called PRAMO, sorry. Would love to see a team called PRAMO in the end. Oh, Tommy saying you have a cabin. Oh. I think we are seeing someone spilling tea. I'm here for this. And yes. Okay. Okay, let's look at this setup here. Ooh. Tommy's from Canada then. I didn't know that. We are going to be on Mine Ruins, Wrath of Soul in the AMX of the B alongside Trivium, Triple IS4 by Co, Ventas and Silent, is that Co as in the Co's protocol, a really important soldier during the Human Covenant War. If you don't know about who Co is, I think basically drafted a protocol that prevents the aliens, the Covenant, from getting any information about the location of the Earth and so on and so forth, because Earth is like the final stronghold of humans. And yes, in the end, you know the events of Halo 2. I mean, the Covenant found the Earth, and the rest of it, you know what happened in the end. So I'm not going to say once again the entire story of Halo. I mean, it's such a great story there, and I love the Halo universe too. And oh, so there are lots of people from Rifle, PPS, MM, and Pincer. Oh, yeah, I know they were once called Above, but they decided to change Apex to kind of meme that clan. We also have Voniosaur and Lycan in the 2025. PRAMO, we will be seeing Even Steven in the eyes for Triple Crown Bargains by Combi Rex and Master Chief, Double 50 Beasts by Mako and Tommy and Ten in the TVP. I mean, we know Master Chief is also known as John. So is Sierra 117, the player there on PRAMO, actually named John in real life? That would be amazing. But Mine Ruins is a heavy oriented map because there are lots of little places, lots of areas that you can have your tank, that you can place your tank. So sometimes you might see mouse. But with PRAMO, just going for a lot of clippers once again, and Mine Ruins is such a good map for clippers because of unknown reasons, to be honest with you. But it has a long history of being really popular with clipper tanks. So we're going to be seeing how PRAMO is going to approach this. And because there are quite a lot of long and narrow, quite a lot of narrow corridors, so that could be really good for ambush tactics. So let's go in. Here we go. Mayan ruins. So let's go in. Zero, red team on the north spawn with PRAMO blue team on the south spawn. PRAMO, hello Thomas, how are you doing? At this time we'll be going for B, isn't it? Looking to go in the middle with those Crown Bargains, but you don't want to get shot by those clipper tanks because that's a lot of damage to be dished out. TVP Tanner puts a great shot in Silent Storm, and Phoniusaur is near A, ready to get A if PRAMO was not looking for that, but oh my lord. Silent Storm gets tracked. But those 50Bs just put a lot of shells into Silent Storm, and that means now Silent Storm is down to 2 shots. Will the Crown Bargains go in actually? But look at this. The air mix 50B of Zero looking to shut down PRAMO's forces, and that's another great shot to Rhythmosaur. Hit points are now with Zero after this trade. But I mean, Zero has made no hesitation to push onto these 50Bs. They want to take these. Oh my lord, Phoniusaur is getting amble racked, and they are not happy about this. They are not happy about this because that's critical. And that suddenly meant that PRAMO is leading by more than 2,000 hit points. Zero can't fall apart at this rate. They started really well. Tom is now killed. Mako is trying to run away from this, and will he receive a big 80 shell? I don't think so. Even Steven is tracked, and some shots bounce. But the hit point pool sharing is really good for Zero. At the same time, there are so many one shots for Zero. Kami the Cucumber is going to put a great fight into Rhythmosaur. How unlucky is Zero in this match here? I have no words with this. Koa has killed off Sierra 117, and Rhythmosaur is killed by Rex, and it showed up later. And Phoniusaur is saying it's shushing people. I don't know why. Silent Storm is killed, and that was a ram right here by Mako. Great shot by Lycan onto Mako, and Lycan is now down to 1 shot and will be killed in no time. After the ammo rack, PRAMO pretty much grew into the game, and Zero, I think it was not a bad start. I think they knew the weakness in PRAMO's setup, but they got really unlucky with that ammo rack. Phoniusaur, that T175, you can't do anything in this situation, but it's really hope that you will have another opportunity to chip away hit points of PRAMO and isolate them one by one. But PRAMO made sure that it's not going to happen, and they didn't allow Zero to make a comeback in the end. So that was really brutal by PRAMO. 6 times doing more than 2k for PRAMO. Zero, hopefully the next one they will do better. I mean, I would say hopefully they will be more, they will be luckier. And we're back onto my ruins. Why does NA7 have to have a lot of ammo racks? I mean, I can't even scream. I will get complaints if I scream, so well, don't make me do that again. PRAMO, we're now seeing a very weird lineup. Double 140s by John and Tanner, double 50Bs by Mako and Tommy, Rax in the IS4, Kami in the T125, and even Steven in the Mouse. Zero triple crown by Cole, Lycan and Trivium, triple T125s by Phoniusaur, Vanitas and Silent Storm, with Rhythmosaur in the IS4. Accelerator is on the subs bench, not going to be spectating because Jatosaur and STV are spectating. For Zero, PRAMO, we are seeing DJ spectating. And here we go. The next match on my ruins, Zero, currently 0-1 to PRAMO. There we go. Affirmative, says Phoniusaur. Let's hit up high now. 0, red team south spawn, PRAMO blue team north spawn. Because it's my ruins, then it's my ruins. Oh, such a gibberish thing to say here. And this time Zero is committing their forces over to both B and C, but Object 140 is going to get C more quickly. But will the T-125 be quick enough? Race shot by John into Silent Storm. I think Tanner will need to start running away after he got C. I don't think PRAMO would have lots of advantage because the T-125s will get C. Meanwhile, PRAMO might want to get A. Are they going to get A though? They want to get A because, or not, they might want to look for Rifflesaur. Rifflesaur is in some sort of trouble. But ready shots into Zero's forces. And A is now going to be captured by PRAMO, but it might be a little bit too late. Even Steven and that mouse will be looking to put some great shots in Rifflesaur, but got shot by Trivium though. He needs to put a great shot, but it was a bounce. Not sure. Not a great shot there. And it seems Zero is also doing a great job in chipping away the opponent's PRAMO and the PRAMO bargains, surprisingly. Alright, I'm over this. Oh, seriously, Wargaming, are you trying to, you know, make me shout tonight? Because another Amber Rack it is, with Colby getting Amber Racked. I feel sorry. But it's going to be even Steven, so it's going to be good. Zero, still with a hit point pool advantage, but it's not as jarring as the last match where PRAMO continues to extend the hit point pool advantage with that Amber Rack. This one is actually a lot closer. Trivia is now killed, but Rex is also killed. That makes it now 6 versus 4. Zero is looking really strong at the moment. Phoniusaur is now killed, and C is going to be captured by PRAMO. Will the Object 140 make a difference here? It's now 5 versus 4, and Zero can still lose this if they are not careful enough. They isolate their tanks, and PRAMO, they have a lot of soft tanks. The double 50Bs are not good and do not have good armor. 140s do not have good armor too. They are medium tanks, so that's why they're good. They're low, but that's pretty much it. Tom is now killed. I mean, Object 140 also has really good DPM, but Mako is going to be taken out soon, and it's going to be now 5 versus 3. This is looking really good for Zero at the moment. Rifflesaur is going to put a great shell into Mako, is it not? That's going to be a big shell into the backside of Mako. That will leave the double 140s, the last people standing. But Silent Storm is going to hold here diligently, dropping the reactive armor and speed boost. And Sierra 17 is going to come in to support Tanner, but I think Zero would have crossfire to shut down these 140s. Sierra 17 putting a great shot into Silent Storm, but not even Master Chief can survive this onslaught. I know Spartans never die, but this Spartan has to die. No, maybe he's just in the tank, missing in action. Maybe he's able to escape from that tank, but Tanner's just going to run away. And Phoniusaur saying that's PRAMO. Phoniusaur got his revenge, so revenge is sweet, according to Manny. And here we go. Vanitas killing off Tanner. Hello. and it's going to be 1-1 now for both teams. It's actually close once again, but we're here for it. PRAMO 4 tanks doing more than 2k, 0 6 tanks doing more than 2k, so well done to 0. And we are now on to Rockfield. Okay, let's check the results of other groups. Ooh. R vs Nox. It finishes 2-0 for Nox, so for R, so R has qualified for tomorrow. Arca won against G 2-0, and they're waiting on an opponent. SLG won against Metro 2-0, and they are waiting on an opponent. Straight to play against GG. PT has won against United, and they will be facing Hated because Hated lost to Jokers 0-2, I believe. Yes, it is going to be the case. Meanwhile, we are seeing Apex versus Junior. I heard it's still a tiebreaker, and it's still going, so it could go either which way. Apex versus Juno. This is going to be tense. Zero is now going to be taking a Vickers Light triple crown, double T125, and IS4 with treble, double T125, triple crown, an IS4, and a Vickers Light. And finally on Rockfield, if actually PRAMO won 2-0, Zero has to actually wait for the next opponent. Games haven't finished yet for Apex vs Judo, so this is going to be really tense to call, really tight one. Zero, can they continue to surprise PRAMO? Maybe actually grind a win. Both teams have the same number of hit points because both teams take the same lineup, and no surprise if they have the same hit points, so it's all about chipping away the hit points nicely. And PRAMO is going to commit their forces over to C, and you have to be really careful. Rissosaur here might be able to spot a lot of tanks going into C. If Rissosaur doesn't run away quickly enough, God knows what will happen. Tanner is now spotted. Rissosaur holding off the shots. He doesn't want to get spotted, he wants more information. And Rissosaur is not shooting anything. That's the right move for Rissosaur. More tanks spotted. A shot tried to... Rissosaur tries to pull a shot, but it's not successful. He's trying to run away. Took a hit though by Komi, and he's going to run away safely. Nice one from Zero, getting both A and B, but very unlucky to receive a shot from Even Steven. He might want to get unspotted first using this rock. Very lucky not to get shot once again by Even Steven. The hit points are with PRAMO, but the cap points are with Zero. So Zero would have to hold on really well to those caps. It's going to be hard. For PRAMO, they just need a good rotation, but it's going to be a hard one though, because if Zero is in the right positions, they could actually outspot PRAMO in their rotation. Tommy spotted, Trivium is spotted. This is going to be tense. Pressure is on PRAMO right now, and you will never know what's going to happen next, because it could immediately be Zero, you know, holding on really well on both A and B. But I'm a bit worried about Zero's setup here, because Phoniasaur and Vanitas are so far back, but they're just defending their spawn pretty much. But if PRAMO decides to rush A and maybe even B, will they have enough speed to support Trivian and Co? Because now PRAMO is going to rotate onto A. I think those tanks will be spotted soon. Great shot into Rex by Trivium. A great HE splash. Adrenaline dropped for Trivium, but Komi is spotted. He is looking to go into A, but Zero's looking really unconsolidated at the moment with Phoniasaur and Vanitas now moving in. PRAMO is trying to get all both A and B. Ko is coming in, but this is looking really loose for Zero. They don't look well connected at all. I think PRAMO has sensed this one, and they're trying to take out Ko at the start. A, B, and C are all getting captured by Zero. Zero hasn't been able to regroup here. Rizzlesaur is trying to run away, but I mean, they have isolated themselves one by one. Trivium is going to be the next tank down, pretty much, and Zero only able to put shots into Even Steven on fire, but took a long time to do so. And PRAMO just went on to shut down Trivium. That was a lot better for PRAMO. PRAMO just, you know, found the isolated tanks, and the cap points are with PRAMO now. A is trying to be captured by Vanitas, but PRAMO will be making sure that Vanitas will not get that cap, or even if Zero will get that cap, PRAMO has 2 bases, and when we see PRAMO with more than 900 cap points, this is surely going to PRAMO unless they lose a tank suddenly by ammo rack once again. And it's looking even closer for PRAMO victory here. Lycan is actually the one that is going to be next tank down though, and I think one more shot will do. Rizzlesaur is now dead. I think Lycan might be killed, or is it not? He's still alive, which means 3 versus 6 that was stopped. Was a good game by PRAMO. 2 tanks doing more than 2k, but Zero also only 1 tank doing more than 2k. But with that kind of rotation, PRAMO did really well at shutting isolated tanks down, and with the right numbers, they didn't overcommit to only 1 single tank. Zero, they were very loose. I'm really not a big fan of how they defend there, and when they're trying to help, trying to prevent PRAMO from getting A and B, they're still looking really disjointed, and that is not really good. So let's see more results. Apex are through. They have beaten Juno 2-1, which means Juno, they are out of top 8. They are officially out of top 8. Meanwhile, we have PT versus United. It has ended. PT 2-0 against United, and Hated will be facing PT next. We know that already. And next, group 3, we have Straight versus GG, and it ends on a tiebreaker because they're still playing. SLG, we know they've won against Metro 2-0. And next we have group 2, Purple against MJ. What's the results here? Purple won against MJ 2-1, and they are through to the grand final, so either MJ or Arkham will be out. And this could be a heartbreak to either team there. Both MJ and Arkham has done really well in late stages, and are tuning against Nox. MJ is safely in the top 8, but we really don't know about Arkham here. Arkham has to beat MJ in order to stand a chance. Even if MJ doesn't win against Arkham, I think they are still in the top 8. I think they're still in the top 8. We'll be waiting for Zero versus Apex to result there. If Apex won against Zero, I think they still have a chance in top 8. It's going to be really close. It will boil down to the second day. GG against SLG. It doesn't really matter at this point. Or is it? Sorry, it's they're still playing. Sorry. Okay, let's actually take a look at the leaderboard now. Okay, so here are the number of cups. Oh, I forgot to put SLG here. Okay, here we go. Alright, at the moment, the top 8 PRAMO jokers are MJ, SLG, Purple, PG, and Straight. Juno are officially out. If Straight's lost, and if either Arkham or Apex are through, they will overtake Straight and Juno potentially, and maybe even GG if GG lost. And Purple, I think they are pretty much safe in the top 8 now. So it's on to Arkham and Apex now, and GG if they lost. Okay, let's see. Oh, we know Purple versus MJ, the resub there. GG versus Straight. GG won Straight 2-1. It was close, but in the end, Purple came out on top. So well done to GG. They're going to be through. Don't worry, they are going to be through to the top 8 and to tomorrow's games. And the next clan they will be facing would be SLG. Previously they beat them 2-0. And they could do the same tonight. And that will put now GG back to the top 4, I believe. Let's see about that. Yeah, that will put SLG to put GG back to the 4th place. R is now going to be in the 3rd place, still in the 3rd place, and they will be facing SLG. If SLG went out, then this is probably the clan that SLG will be facing, and it will be good news for Straight, because that means all other clans will not be able to overtake Straight. Purple are now back in the top 8. I think that's now guaranteed top 8 for Purple. And if Arkham or Apex are through, we are in for a really exciting finale tomorrow to find out which clan will get into the into the 8th place. And this is going to be very interesting to watch. So we're just going to be sitting still, like sitting ducks, and just wait.
Promise me you'll get me through. Just tell me I can do this too. For everything we fight to never lose. 'Cause everything we want, oh, is everything we need. Just like I need you. Oh, it's just like you need me. Oh, strength unknown, don't you bail on me now. I got the world on my back and my hand on the crown. Strength unknown, don't give up on me now. You gotta have a million eyes staring you to the ground. No, I won't do this alone. No, I won't do this alone. Without my strength
I think the battles will start soon, but we don't know when it is. Oh. Oh, we still don't know. Grand finals haven't be done yet. The lower bracket finals are playing at the moment, so 50 viewers, thank you very much. That's a lot of viewers. So any server seems to be really excited about tonight, so that's really great to see. And
tell me I can run to you. Promise me a rendezvous. Just tell me I can stand the truth. For everything we hope to never lose. 'Cause everything we want, oh, is everything we need. Just like I need you. Oh, it's just like you need me. Oh, no, I won't do this alone. No, I won't do this alone. Without my strength I know.
bananas so yummy, I agree. Okay, do we have results for some of the lower bracket final games? Alright, let's check. Nox versus Elif first. Elif won against Nox 2-0, and it's Apex! Well done to Apex. Well done to Elif, really well done there. And that means Elif will be receiving another, will be going to the next day as well. Group 2. Do we know anything? Arkham versus MJ. I had it wrong last time. They're still playing though. SLG versus Straight. SLG still playing against Straight. Hated versus PT. And it will end 2-0 for Hated. Meanwhile, Apex versus Zero. 2-0 for Apex, so well done to Apex. And I think we're in for another good set of matches in the grand final on Fort Despair, which is going to first bout. And if it's going to end quickly, that's going to be good for me because I can dash off to sleep and prepare for the Asia stream tomorrow. Meanwhile, while we're waiting, we're going to, update deleted. But, you know, you're just going to change the overlays of the other scene. What Despair is a map that is quite heavy oriented, so I won't be surprised if we are not seeing any mediums or lights at all. And mouses will be preferred actually. There we go. PRAMO. A Gorilla 15. Interesting choice, but can you boost the Gorilla 15 with no mouses? I don't think that is going to be the plan. But we're seeing even Steven T125, Komi 215B Rex, Gorilla 15, John and Mako, double IS4. Oh, Mako is going to be taking a Sheridan instead. Tommy will be playing double Kron alongside Tanner. Blue in the IS4 alongside Mitsuhara, triple crown by Aerial Beast, SPNJ and Fade, Eddie Gabriel, M60 and GT in the maps. Okay, so Sierra 117 and Rex will be playing in the typical tanks. Sierra IS4, Rex T125, DJ in the IS4, Mako is going to spectate at this one. So we know that Apex are through. And we know Hated are through. We don't know about Straighten, SLG, MJ, and also Arkham, and not Nox versus. Well, we know Elif is through. So we're just waiting for 2 more to go. So only 5 seconds left to go. We'll check the leaderboard later. And I think there will be changes in the leaderboard. So we're now on to Fort Despair. I'm not going to answer that. Just check Blitz stars if you so want to know my WN8. I have to say though, I haven't been playing really seriously over the past month, so don't take that seriously. Especially I have been playing a lot of tier 8s lately to get credits. So that I think would not count. And we are now seeing PRAMO red team on the north spawn going mostly to A, and Apex blue team on the south spawn going mostly to C. So we're seeing some spots coming through from PRAMO. We now see PRAMO just going to commit to the corner and get a lot of overview, but Apex ain't going there. So they might want to get B because they won't have any. The C is it's not going to be reset, and B is not defended by Apex, so at least they can get B to bridge the cap point deficit. And they're going in, yes. Tanner is in B now, and Tommy is going to hold down this area. If tanks are spotted, then yes, we'll say. B is going to be captured by PRAMO, but they're still under around 60 cap points of difference. And it's just only 1 tank away from flipping for PRAMO. Apex, still full health, pretty much. So it could get really dull. And I hope I don't fall asleep while streaming, and that would not be nice indeed. Tanner in in this area might be lucky spots, but both teams are approaching this really slowly. Really slowly. It's on PRAMO to figure out how to rotate. Apex is not going to make it easy for PRAMO to chip away their hit points. But it seems now PRAMO has rotated backwards. They're looking to go for C potentially. They're now abandoning the corner, leaving DJ just there, but it's an ice pool, so that will take some time for the ice pool to go and support the teammates. This is SB and J now spotted. John is also spotted. And oh, some shots been fired. Great HE splash onto SB and J, but that is totally negligible. So we're now seeing DJ committing, but if it's too aggressive, the double crown bargain will make sure DJ will pay for that. And now PRAMO's actually rotated back and they're looking to push those crown bargains. I think that might be a better idea than to go for C, because you're seeing they are defending really heavily over to C, and I think Kobe needs to come in now. You're now seeing PRAMO looking to shut down those crown bargains. Will Apex have enough time to support those crown bargains? PRAMO would like to get a focus fire right there, focusing onto Fade at the moment. Blue is getting shot by Komi, but I think Komi needs to step in and get closer, but has to be really careful not to become the focus for Apex. And the hit points are now with PRAMO and Capus as well. They got A as well, so Apex needs to make a move. Hit points are going to be really close. Mitsuhara leading the charge in that IS-4, but gets backed heavily, all down to a one-shot potentially. And PRAMO simply got inspired. They have a lot more hit points than Apex at the moment. Mitsuhara is now dead. A great shot onto SBNJ. Rex is now down to a one-shot. It's going to put a great shot into SBNJ before going out of this match with dignity. At the same time, PRAMO got all 3 caps, so pressure is on Apex to finish all the tanks out. Kill all the tanks. Tanner is killed. And we are now seeing Blue in deep trouble, down to a one-shot. Sierra 117 going to bounce that shot onto Blue, so that's not good enough. So Master Chief might be a super soldier, but he ain't a tank driver. So Tommy's now killed, and we are now going to be seeing 4 versus 5 at the moment. Hit points still with PRAMO, but the guns are with Apex at the moment. DJ could go down if he's not careful enough. PRAMO lost some tanks. Sierra, even Steven killed both Fade and Blue, and this is certainly PRAMO's game to call, and that makes it now 1-0 for PRAMO. Well done, great call to push onto the crown bargains, and I think Apex aren't ready for that. They are defending C really heavily because they thought PRAMO was going to go for C, because they will go for C or they will go for A. I mean, in this situation, you go for A instead and try to see if Apex is there to reset you. And it seems Apex, the crown bargains are forced to go back, and I think that could have been important. And I think PRAMO really approached this one really well. And I think that is the move. I think it's the winning move here. 4 tanks doing more 2k. Apex also 4 tanks doing 2k. It was really tense. And it's now 1-0 for PRAMO. Okay, let's look at other results. Arkham versus MJ. Arkham must win MJ, and the fate of Arkham will be decided here. And they lost to MJ 1-2, meaning they are out of top 8 officially. Meanwhile, SLG beat Straight 2-0, so SLG will be denying Straight of the top 8 finish. What that means, I think everything will be decided now. Okay, let's see about the leaderboard. Okay, the leaderboard will look like this now, but I think we don't have time for this. We will take a look later, but I can safely say Arkuma are out the top 8. Meaning Apex, despite the Silver Cups being retracted, will be able to make a comeback and snatch top 8 in the end. So I have to say huge congratulations to Apex. They are now in the 8th place, and we know that ARWV is now in the 9th place. I'm loving this. DJ, we're seeing PRAMO with these tanks on the south side will be going for maybe ARWV, and Apex Blue Team North Spawn, they're going for A as well. And it seems PRAMO some communication issues there. Tanks bumping into one another. They are tanks, they are not bumper cars, and those shots couldn't hit Eddie Gabriel. Got themselves spotted though, so that's not a good start for PRAMO by any means. Finally a shell into Mitsuhara, but it could have been a lot worse, to be honest with you. And now it's going to be Ariel taking a hit. PRAMO is actually trading better, and they're leading in hit points. At the moment here, we're seeing Apex taking hold of that northwestern corner. PRAMO knows this information. Are they going to commit their tanks? We'll see double T110E5s looking to focus the Mounds, or are they looking to focus the Kramwagens instead? I would go for Kramwagen because that's the obvious target, and Aerial Beast is now down to one shot, which means PRAMO is now up by more than 2,000 hit points, and this is looking really good for PRAMO at the moment. DJ the Kuma is going to go down, and we're seeing Mitsuhara great shot into Kuma, and also Fade will be looking somewhere else though. Apex Focus Fire is slacking off with SPNJ now going to be a one shot. Komi is going to reload his second shell and is going to go for Fade instead, and this is actually an even more decisive win for PRAMO, with Fade now being killed. Even Steven very low there, and Eddie Gabriel is going to be next focus of PRAMO. 4 pixels. I'm just going to call Apex for now because they actually beat me Apex, so why not call them Apex? 4px, 4 pixels. 4px, even Steve is now dead, and Mako is going to put a great shot into blue, and Komi's going to kill off blue. We are now seeing blue, not PRAMO, looking for Mitsuhara next. Mitsuhara is in deep trouble, kills off Rex however, and PRAMO, Mako looking for GT, preventing GT from making any shots in. Tommy killing off Mitsuhara, and that will leave GTIC, the last person remaining on the battlefield. And I think Apex this time, the problem is they have sent too many tanks in the corner, and they were pretty much understaffed on B, and 4 packs. It's 4 packs or Apex or 4 pixels. And PRAMO 5 tanks doing more than 2k. Apex 4 packs or 4 pixels, whatever it is. 2 tanks doing more than 2k. They look really off here at the moment, and doesn't look like what happened in the first round, upper bracket first round, where they looked a lot stronger. But you would never know. Never comes here. PRAMO against Apex 4 packs or 4 pixels, and match point to PRAMO now. And one more win for PRAMO, and this potentially would be the earliest end to my stream, and that was quite the speed run for PRAMO, to be honest with you. Looking at the table here, we can look at the table. PRAMO in the first place, Joker's second, MJ third, SLG fourth, R fifth, GG sixth, and then we have Purple 7th and Apex 8th. So pretty much, I think the top 4 will be these top 4. GG might be able to beat MJ and take the top 4 spot too. At the same time, Aleph is now in the 9th place, shockingly to be honest with you. Straight 10th, Juno 11th, Arkham, but Aleph will be overtaking Apex because they're almost 2,000 cups behind. Arkham 12th, Hated 13th, Metro 40th, 050th, and Pincer is still in. It might be different because PT and also other clans are now through, so potentially Aleph against a clan in the 16th place, Straight against Zero, Juno against Metro, and Arkham against Hated. And we are now on to the 3rd match. And PRAMO is on the match 1 so far. And this time we're going to be seeing Rex playing like a medium tank, speed boosting. Can he get some spot up on Apex? Call me saying ooh. Is it a reference to Sergeant Johnson? Here we go. G-Tick rushing down the middle, so it's just Apex going really aggressive down the middle. We'll be looking to get some spots and shots in. PRAMO is not allowing Apex to make any shots in, but even Steven took a hit. Not good. But it's going to be A getting captured by Blue, and the T125s of Apex will be held down nicely. And okay, so it's apparently 4 packs, so let's go for 4 packs then. Maypax. I'm going to pronounce all the names as Djax, Rex, it's just Rex, Comax, Evax, CX, and Tomax. I don't know, have I got everyone? Tomax, yes, good. And then we have Spax, Fadex, Edax, Gtax, Pupax, Arax, and also last one, Bluex. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my stream today. It seems it's quite laggy. I don't know. Maybe some background applications running. I don't know at the moment here. Yeah, it was a few minutes ago, but oh, wow, I missed a little bit of the action. PRAMO has gone really aggressively onto the T125s and they're struggling to hold on. PRAMO seems to be really astute today with the pushes, but Tommy's going to go down really quickly, killed by Fade here. So great job of the T125s getting out of trouble. So actually the hit points are now neck and neck, but PRAMO got both, got B as well. So pressure is on to 4 packs now, getting the kills out and also bringing the hit points close. But I'm not sure why they haven't gone for DJ, but they went for Rex as well. And it's now 5 versus 6. SPNJ will be taken out in no time, and it's going to be the case. Blue going in by himself, though it's not a good call. I think Mako and Sierra 117 will be putting shots into Blue and hide themselves nicely. That's a misplay here by Blue, but at the same time, even took a big shot from Producer Man, but Blue's going to be killed. Fade is going to put shots into even Steven potentially, but now we're going to be seeing Rex. One shot bounces onto Eddie, but Eddie also bounces to Rex. So it's now even Stevens, but he's going to be killed by Ariel. It's now 4 versus 4. Hit points are still with PRAMO, but guns are equal. So if Apex or 4 packs is able to hold on nicely, this game would go to PRAMO. They have the caps, and Fade is coming from behind. Is he going to put a great shot into Sierra 117? He is getting the focus, but Mako's trying to shield Sierra, but to no avail with Eddie. No, it's going to be Pusabag killing off Sierra 117. That makes it now 3 versus 4. Mako it's not going to kill Eddie, but it's going to be Kami killing off Eddie. And B is going to be captured by Aerial. It took them long enough to do so though. Even Steven will not be killing any tank because PRAMO got 1000 cap points. Capturing B proved to be really important. Hello Capral, how are you doing? Yes, I'm really tired because first of all I can't be loud because my roommates are sleeping, and secondly it's 3 AM here, so it will be a shocker if I don't sound tired now. So here we go, PRAMO. 4 tanks doing 1-2k and Apex, 4 tanks doing 1-2k, and that is going to be the end of this. Okay, do we have results? R1 against LS 3-0, so far they're doing a grand slam, and they continue that to tomorrow. Meanwhile, we have Purple against MJ. They're still playing because the match of Purple against MJ ended really late. SLG vs GG also will still be going because once again, SLG versus Rate, it started late, so it will end late. 8 versus Jokers, and it's going to be Jokers 3-1 to Hated. Sharton saying they hate this game. Sometimes the matchmaking can be really frustrating, but it is what it is. I think there are other games where the multiplayer matchmaking is even worse, especially when you can have your entire team made up of players that you know and players that are really good. So, well, here we go. Rack completed for us, and I'm not going to wait for Purple versus MJ and also R versus and also GG versus SLG. It doesn't matter at this point because what matters now is that we have all top 8s decided tonight. It's quite anticlimactic, I have to say, but I think the top 8 of NA server is pretty based. Not biased, it's pretty based, it's pretty good. Actually, I actually like this top 8. It's working, it's great. So I'm in final table at the moment, pending on results of GG versus Purple and also GG versus SLG and Purple against MJ. This is what it will be looking like tonight. Okay, so Apex and LF round. So Apex off.
Promise me you'll get me through. Just tell me I can do this too. For everything we fought to never